Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to a new video. In this one, we're going to be going over how to start dropshipping in 2026. So I'll be going over everything that you need to know in order to start dropshipping. So get a pen and paper and set aside a few minutes for this video. And by the end of it, you're going to know everything you need to do. So if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below. If you're not already, make sure to follow me on Instagram at ecommarco. And without further ado, let's go straight into the video. So dropshipping is basically just selling physical products online without actually holding inventory for them. So you don't have to buy products in bulk, you don't have to hold inventory, and you don't really have to invest that much money because your only expenses are going to be advertising and a few apps here and there. Basically, you just set up your store, you list products in your store that you don't have yourself, and you run ads for those products, and you direct all the customers directly to your store. When they buy the product from your store, you take the money that they paid you and you go over to the supplier, you pay them, you don't have to invest much, and that way you never have to hold inventory, you don't have to ship the products out yourself, and you don't have to invest a lot of money compared to ordering inventory yourself. That's all dropshipping is, and I hope this clears it up because I get a lot of questions about what dropshipping actually is. So now that we have that out of the way, the next thing that we're going to go over is how to actually decide what product to sell. And if you watched any other videos on dropshipping, people usually have very long lists of criteria you want to look for when you're looking for products, and a lot of them are true, but what ends up happening is if you try to stick to 10-20 different criteria, it just becomes very hard to find a product. The first thing you want to look for is the product is already selling well for someone else. A lot of people talk about saturated products, and although that is somewhat true, if you market the product in a different way, you can always get away with it even if there's a lot of competition. But the main reason I recommend looking for products that are already selling well for others, it tells you what price the product is selling at, so you don't have to be guessing yourself. And the most important thing is it tells you that there's content already available for the product, so you know that the product has content out there that you can use for images, for your videos, whatever. So that's the first thing that you're going to be looking for. The second thing that is also extremely important is you want to make sure the product has good margins. So margins are basically how much money you're left with after paying your supplier. I usually look for over 60%. The more the better, but 60% is kind of the minimum. If it's at 57%, 58%, that can go too. And the more expensive the product is, the lower percentage you can tolerate, but usually 60% is a good range to be at. For example, if you're getting your product for $10 and you're selling it for $30, you're going to have a 3x markup and your profit margin is going to be about 66%. That's kind of what we're looking for, because the higher your margin is, the more you're going to be able to spend on ads per sale and the more profit you're going to end up keeping at the end. And then the last criteria is the product solves some sort of problem. Now, this doesn't have to be anything crazy. Literally, fashion products solve a problem of people knowing what to wear or just looking better. It doesn't necessarily have to be a gadget or anything like that, but as long as it makes something easier, it makes people feel better, look better, do something quicker, save money, whatever it is, that basically means the product solves a problem. This is a pretty broad thing. You don't have to be too harsh on this, especially at the beginning, because a lot of beginners have problems just choosing products. Just focus on the first two things. If it's selling well for someone else and it has good margins, in most cases it's good enough to test. Now, obviously there's going to be some things like keeping in mind the shipping. You know, if it's a glass product, it's more likely to break. If it has sizing, you're going to have more returns, or if the product is huge, it's going to cost you a lot to ship. Those are some things to keep in mind, but most products that fill out these two criteria are going to actually fill out the rest as well. Don't be too harsh with this. As long as you see someone else selling the product and it has good margins, you're pretty much good to go. And now that you know what to look for in a product, the next thing that we're going to go over is how to actually find the product. And there are a lot of different ways you can do product research, but my favorite way is by using AutoDS. I'll leave a link for AutoDS in the description where you can get your first month for just $1. So AutoDS has a few different features you can use for product research. First, they have their marketplace section here, and here you can see products that are selling well. So these are some best sellers, and you can see what's working well for others. We have new arrivals, toys and hobbies, and a few different sections as well. And you can filter it here by a bunch of different things as well. This is one way you can do product research. Another way you can do product research is by using their hand-picked product section. Here you can see products that they've picked out as products that have potential to sell, and you can just scroll through here, and whenever you see a product you like, you can just click import and then just import them to your store. Obviously, you'd have to connect your store to AutoDS first, but once it's connected, you just click import and then it will show up in your store. Another way to do research is by going to the trending product section, and again here you can just scroll through and see what products are currently trending, and same thing here, you can also just import them to your store. And then my favorite way of finding products, their ad spy tool, and this allows you to scroll through different ads that are currently active on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and then you can just see what's currently selling well for someone else and just see if it would make sense for you to sell it by applying the criteria we went over. There's a few different things you can do here, so you can filter it by the platform, but I like keeping it on all most of the time. You can filter it by different keywords, the amount of likes, the call to action button, the interaction rate, and you can also use the advanced filters here. And here you can choose the creation date. So if you only want to see ads made in the last 7 days, you will click here. You can filter by country, how many shares, views, comments, etc. And that's only going to show you products that fall under that criteria. Right now, the only filter I have is creation date in the last 30 days. And honestly, that's enough. You don't really have to filter it too much. But once you actually scroll through here for like 10-20 minutes, that's when you can go back up and then try filtering something out and then start scrolling again. And that way you can expose yourself to different products and just see products that maybe you wouldn't see otherwise. So basically all you want to do for finding products is just scrolling here. And once you run into a product like, let's say this one right here, you want to click on see TikTok ad. And here you can see more info about the product. So this has been created on November the 4th. It's been live for 11 days and it's got 10,000 likes and 1.4 million views. So that basically means that the product has potential, that it's selling for someone else. And you can click on see original post here, and then you can see the actual video that they're running. So the video is 26 seconds long, but it's very good. It actually goes over how the product works, shows off all the different features and everything. And that's why it performed the way it did. And it got over 1 million views. So that's basically all you want to do for product research. Just scroll through there. And once you find a product that has good engagement and you see that it's selling well for someone else, you just want to go over to AliExpress and just search for the product in the search bar and see if you can find either something similar or ideally the exact same product. And in this case, I was able to find the same product here. And as you can see here, this product is selling for $3.10 and the shipping is $5.71. So in total, it's going to cost around $9 for this product. And we could easily sell this product for $29.99, which is going to give us over 60% margins. So yeah, that's one product you can potentially test. And then you can just keep scrolling if you want to find some more. But that one is pretty good, so we'll just go with that one for now. And yeah, that's basically it for product research. And AutoDS also has a lot of different features aside from product research. So they're an all-in-one dropshipping tool, basically. You can use it to import products to your store by just clicking on add product, single product, and then just pasting the link to AliExpress. You can also do print on demand as well. So if you want to sell products like this, where you just have a t-shirt where you can have your own custom design on it, you can also do that. And you can also use it to fulfill orders as well. So you can basically do everything you need for dropshipping through AutoDS. So once again, I'll leave a link in the description for it. And now that we went over product research, the next step is going to be creating the store. So to create the store in 2026, you really don't want to be doing it yourself because AI can build the store for you in literally 2 minutes. So I'll leave a link in the description to my AI store builder, and you just want to go here and click on build my free store. Then it's going to ask you to enter your full name, email, and password. So I'll just go ahead and do that real quick and I'll be back to you guys in a second. And once you enter in your email and username, the next step is going to be picking a niche. So if you already found the product, you can just choose a niche that fits the product. If not, you can just click on I'm not sure, but in this case, we're going to go for electronics and gadgets and click on done. Here we're going to have to choose 2 banners for our site. So let's go with this one and click done. And now we're going to need to actually sign up to Shopify. So let's click on access Shopify here. And here you're going to need to enter in your email. So I'll do that real quick. And then it's going to ask us to set a password. So I'm just going to set a password here and click create Shopify account. Then it's going to ask you to connect your credit card. So just fill in your information here and just subscribe here. You can also go with PayPal, or you can just skip this step and then do it later, but it is a bit easier if you do it now. And then after that, it's going to ask you a couple of questions. You can just skip all these and just go straight into it. And here we are inside of the backend of the stores. So now we're going to go back to the AI store builder, and here we're going to click done. And now we need to paste our store's URL. So let's go back to the store. So here you want to go to the top here and just copy this, and then go back in here and just paste it in and click save, and then click done. And now we need to choose the Shopify plan. So let's click on access Shopify. And here you're going to need to fill out your info and subscribe. It's 27 euros a month, or about $30 a month, but your first 3 months are only going to be $1 a month. So it's as close as it gets to free. It's $1 a month for your first 3 months. So you're really not going to be spending much on Shopify. And I just finished subscribing. So let's go back to the AI store builder and click done. And now we need to install the app. So let's click install app, click install here. There we go. And here it's going to ask you if you want to get a professional theme. So if you want to, you can do that. If not, you can go for the beginner store, which is free. That's what we're going to go with for now. And let's just click continue, and we'll skip this. And now we just need to click customize my store. Let's wait for that to finish real quick. And now it's going to ask us to register to AutoDS. So you can just click on register here, and you can just fill out your info. But since you already have an account, we're just going to go back and click done. And our store is now done. So let's click access my store. And this is what the store looks like for now. It's still in the process of being made by the AI. So if we refresh, all right, it's still doing the changes. You might have to wait a couple of minutes. And yeah, this is what the store looks like. So as you can see, it looks really good. This is the homepage. The homepage itself isn't really that important. Most people are going to be going straight to the product page. So you don't necessarily need to do any changes here. If you want to maybe put the product that you're selling here, you can do that afterwards. But for the most part, the store design is done here. All right, so now that we have a store done, the next thing that we need to do is we need to actually make a product page for the product that we're going to be selling. To do that, we're going to be using Page Pilot. I'll leave a link for it in the description, and you'll see what this does in a second. So firstly, we need to connect our store. So let's click on connect Shopify, and here we're going to need to fill out some things. So first we need to get our store's URL. So basically we want to copy this link right here and then go back to Page Pilot and just paste it in here. First, you want to go over to settings in Shopify. Then you want to go for apps and sales channels, and then click on develop apps. Here you want to click allow legacy custom app development, click allow, and then click create a legacy custom app, and you can name it Page Pilot and click create app. And then you want to click click on configure admin API scopes, and you want to enable write and read themes, and also write products and read products, so that when you go over to selected, you can see these 4 selected here. And then you want to click save, and then you want to click install app, click install, and there we go. So now you're going to get your admin API access token. So you just want to click reveal token once, and then you just want to copy it and go over to page pilot and just paste it in here. And once you have your store URL and your Shopify key, you just want to click connect store, and there it is. So our store's connected now. So now you want to go over to the dashboard, and you want to click on create product page, and this is basically all you need to do for the product page. So you just want to copy the AliExpress link and then go into page pilot and just paste the link here. And here you can choose the product page layout that you want. So if you're selling a beauty product, you can go for beauty and cosmetics. If you're selling tech and gadgets, you can go for this one, or you can just go for the general one. The general one honestly works really well. So we're going to be going for the general one. We're going to click select, and then we're just going to click create product page. And now the AI is going to generate the product page for the product. So we're just going to have to wait a few seconds, and it's going to be done soon. And there it is. So it took about 20 seconds to do. And now we're going to click on edit and import. And this is what the product page is going to look like. So as you can see, it looks really good, and it took us no effort to do. Now you could do the product page manually as well, but that's just going to take you 1 to 2 hours every single time. It's really not worth it. It's so much better to just get page pilot and just have it do the product page for you. As I said, I'm going to leave a link for it in the description, and you can use code Marco20 to get 20% off. So it's not going to be that expensive, and it's going to save you a bunch of time, and the most importantly, it's going to do it better than you would. So I highly recommend getting this. And yeah, now you can just go through here and make any changes if necessary, if you want to change some of the text, but it does look really good, so there's nothing that we really need to change. And you can just click on import in Shopify, and then you just choose your store if you have multiple. If you only have one, then it's going to be automatically selected. It automatically recognizes our theme, so we don't have to do anything there. And we're just going to click on import product in Shopify, and here it is. So this is the product on our site. As you can see, it looks really professional, really good, and it took no time to do this. So that's all we need to do when it comes to store design. So now that we're done with the store, the next thing that we need to do is we need to make some ads. And to make ads, if you know how to do it, you can do it yourself. Although again, that's going to take a lot of time, a lot of effort, and the ads that you make are probably not going to be as good as someone like Virally Come Ads would make. So what I would recommend you guys do is just go over to Virally Come Ads and go into their packages, look for the video ad packages, and you can just order the video ad split testing package. And this gives you 3 different videos for one product. So that way you're going to be testing multiple videos to see whichever one performs the best, and you're going to be giving your product a higher chance of working as opposed to just testing it with one video. So this is the package that I recommend you go with. And as you can see, this is $60, but for VIP members, it's only $15. And in order to become a VIP member, you just want to click here at the top of the site and sign up for VIP. And this is $50 a month, and you can cancel anytime, but it gives you 24-hour delivery, and most importantly, it gives you 75% off all of their services. So instead of paying $60 for 3 ads, you're going to be paying $15. And if you're going to be testing anything more than one product a month, it literally pays for itself to become a VIP member. So this is something that I would highly recommend you do. And in 99% of cases, you're going to be testing more than one product a month, so it makes complete sense to get this. Once you become a VIP member, go back to the packages and just get yourself a video ad split testing package. I forgot to mention that they also added AI UGC ads recently as well. And these are basically ads where you can have an AI avatar talking about your product, or even holding the product and talking about it. And these types of ads have been performing really well lately. So this is another ad format that I would highly recommend you guys test as well. And once you order the package, you want to go over to submit forms, and then you just want to fill this out with your product information, and they'll make the ads for you and send them over to you within 24 hours if you're a VIP member. So that's basically all you have to do when it comes to ad creation. You just order the package, you fill out this form, and they'll do everything else. So I'll leave a link for Virally Come Ads in the description, and you can also use code Marco15 to get 15% off. And from here, you're just going to wait 24 hours to receive the ads. And then when you receive your ads, you want to move on to the next step. So the first thing you want to do is you want to register for TikTok ads. So I'll leave a link where you can register in the description. And if you go through that link, you're also going to get a bunch of bonuses as well. So basically, TikTok is going to be giving you free money basically to advertise. So when you spend your first $200, you're going to get $200 back. And then it keeps going up all the way up to 6,000. So when you spend 6,000, you get another 6,000 you can spend on ads for free. So sign up through the link in the description, and you're going to be part of that offer. You always want to be going for a sales campaign. Any other campaign isn't really going to get you sales. And you want to go for website, and you can go for a Smart Plus campaign, or you can just do a manual one. I prefer doing manual ones. Then for the product source, you want to turn this off. For the campaign name, you just want to do the product name and click continue. Here for the ad group name, you just want to name it ad group 1. And then here you want to select your pixel. Then for the optimization event, you want to go for purchase. If purchase isn't available, if you can't select it, you want to make sure you connect your TikTok pixel to your site, and you can do that through the TikTok app in Shopify. And then when it's connected, you just want to go over to your store and place an order yourself, and give it up to 24 hours, and then TikTok is going to recognize the purchase, and you're going to be able to select purchase as as the optimization event. Then for placements, you want to click select placement and you want to leave on TikTok and turn these two off. Here under advanced settings, you want to turn off commenting, just so people are not commenting anything negative on your ads. And you also want to turn off video downloading so people aren't stealing your ads. And you can leave sharing on or you can turn it off. It's up to you, but I prefer leaving it on. Here for the location, you can go for the United States. This depends on you. If you want to sell to Germany, go for Germany. If you want to sell to the UK, go for UK. But most of you are probably going to be selling to the US, so we'll go for US here. For the ages, always do 18 and up. If you do 13 to 17, you're just going to get a bunch of traffic that's never going to buy anything. So make sure you go from 18 and up. For the gender, depending on your product, if your product is fully male oriented, you want to go for male. If it's only something women would buy, go for female. But if the product is not gender specific, you just want to go for all. These things here, you can just ignore all of them. You don't have to do anything here. And then under budget and schedule, you just want to do $20 a day. For the start time, usually you want to do the next day. So today is the 14th, you want to do the 15th. And here you can just put in 4 zeros and click OK. And that's going to put midnight. That's what you want to do there. And then under day parting, you want to click select specific time. And you want to set your ads to only spend money between 10 a.m. and the end of the day. If you want, you can also add in the first hour or two of the next day. So either do it like this or just do from 10 a.m. till the end of the day. It doesn't make too much of a difference. We're not going to be spending any money from midnight till 10 a.m. And then all of our budget is going to be spent from 10 a.m. to the end of the day, which is when most people are awake. And that's going to give us the highest return on our money spent. Yeah, you can get some sales, but it's just more profitable if you're running them throughout the day. And that's basically for the ad set levels. So now you want to click continue. And now we're on the ad levels. So first the creative name, you want to name it ad 1. Then here you want to add the videos that you got from Virally Come Ads. Then for the text, you just want to do something very simple. I usually do get it now at 50% off. It doesn't matter that much what you do here. The video is what does the selling. So you don't have to overthink this part here. For the call to action, you just want to do shop now like this. Then this part here is optional. You don't really need to fill this out. And the website URL here, this is very important. So you want to go over to your site. You want to copy the link to the product page. So don't copy the link to the home page. Copy the link to the product page directly. And then you want to go in here and just paste it in. And that way, when someone clicks on shop now, it's going to take them straight to the product page instead of taking them to the home page where they would have to browse and find the product themselves. So that's a very basic thing. But if you're a beginner and you make that mistake, it can really screw up your test. So make sure you just put the link to the product page directly. And you want to uncheck this box right here. And I don't have an ad to upload right now, but if you did, you would have uploaded it here and you would have a video here. And then what you want to do next is you just want to go over here on the left and click duplicate ad. You want to do 2 copies and click duplicate. And now you just want to select the second one, change the name to ad 2, and then just switch the video. And the same thing with the last one, name it ad 3, switch the video, and you're good to go. So once you've done all of this, you just want to click on publish all, and your campaign is going to be live. You're going to have one ad group inside of it. So you just want to duplicate that ad group 2 to 4 times. So your ads are going to spend at most anywhere from $60 to $100 a day. And from there, you're just going to be analyzing the performance of the ads once they start running. So once again, we're doing one campaign, anywhere from 3 to 5 ad groups, and then 3 or more ads per ad group. And our budget is going to be $20 per day per ad group. So again, 3 to 5 ad groups, $20 a day each, anywhere from $60 to $100 per day. But you don't always want to spend the entire budget. So what you want to look for is you want to let the campaign spend about $20 first before you make any decisions. And then you want to take a look at your cost per click. So if your cost per click is really high, let's say it's $2, $3, $4, $5, you just want to cut the entire campaign there because there's really no point in running it with such a high cost per click because there's basically no way you're going to be profitable with those metrics. If you see a huge cost per click, you just cut the campaign and you switch products and you test something else. If you have a cost per click around $1, maybe it's slightly over $1, maybe it's slightly below, then you want to let the campaign spend a bit more. If you have the budget, let it spend the entire daily budget. If you're working with a limited budget, then let it spend another $20 and then try to look at the metrics again. And then if you see the cost per click is going up and the metrics are getting worse, you want to cut it. If you see the cost per click is going down or you start getting sales, then you want to let it run for about 1 or 2 days. And then analyze the performance, see if you're profitable or if you're losing money, and then either make some changes, test more ads, or move on to another product if you don't see that it has potential. If you have a good cost per click and you're getting sales and you're profitable, let it run for 1 to 2 days, and then you want to start making more copies of the ad groups. So if you have 3 to 5 ad groups initially, you want to start adding a couple of ad groups every day, depending on how much your budget allows. So start with 1, 2, or 3 ad groups a day. And then if you keep being profitable, then you just want to start making more. And that's how you can increase your ad spend and scale your product product from there. So there's a lot of different strategies you can do for scaling, but you don't really have to overcomplicate it. The main thing is you want to make sure you have good ads. And if your ads are good, it doesn't really matter that much what strategy you use. They're all basically going to work. So just make sure your ads are good and you don't have anything to worry about there. So the main thing you want to keep in mind with this is you want to keep repeating the process if you're not seeing results. What most people do is they try dropshipping and they test one product, and if it doesn't work out, they quit. Or maybe they get really motivated and they start testing products, but a few weeks in, they start slacking off and start testing less and less, and they just stop being consistent. That's the biggest issue with dropshipping, just being consistent, testing products even if you see them not working out, because it can take a lot of testing to see a profitable product, especially if you're first starting out. You need to focus on getting better at recognizing what's a good product and improving your marketing as much as possible, instead of focusing on making money first. And the better you become at those, the more money you're going to make as a byproduct. So just focus on improving your skills and getting better instead of focusing on the money, and the money will come. I've seen people test 20, 30, 50 products before finding a winner, and it's not always going to be that drastic, but you have to be ready for it, and you have to keep going whether you're seeing results or not, and just see what you can learn from every test that you do. As you can see, AI can do most things for you now, so it's not that hard. You just have to stick with it and be consistent. So that's the main thing that's going to differentiate the people that do succeed from the ones that don't. So I hope you guys learned something from this video, and I hope you're going to actually apply the things that you learn. If you do need one-on-one help with dropshipping, you can apply for my mentorship program in the description below. You can just fill out the application form, and if you're a good fit, I'll reach out to you and let you know how it works. I'll also leave the links to all of the tools that I've used in the video in the description, so if you want to use any of them, check those out. If you're going to be starting a new Shopify store yourself, I'll also leave a link for a 3-month $1 a month trial in the description. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure to subscribe and follow me on Instagram at ecommarco. And that's going to be it for this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.